What is up, everybody? Andy Lang from WagerTalk.com. We are going to extend life in the fast lane. We're just doing individual videos this year, so you can expect this every week. This is not going to be the greatest video in the world, but just kind of want to set up what we're going to look like for the rest of the season. So a couple things that we're going to learn this week. First, we're going to learn when the books put out their head-to-head matchups and some of their props. I see DraftKings and some of the domestic books have some matchups and props out. The offshores do not, it looks like. And we're going to have practice and qualifying, which is going to be very different from last year. So I'm guessing some of these offshores are going to wait until after qualifying to put out their props. So what's going to happen, I'm probably going to be putting up a NASCAR package before practice and qualifying, and then plays will be added to it throughout the weekend as they come up. So we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants on this one until we get a better idea of what the books are going to do. So expect that moving forward. We're going to recap the race like we always do. So the Daytona recap, I mean, it's a little bit of a crash fest like it always is. Cindric was incredible. Did a really, really nice job. Bubba Wallace almost snuck in there to get him at the end. I thought all the cars looked great. I thought they performed really good. Big improvement from what we saw in the off-season practices. I was a little worried, but they look good at the Coliseum. They look good in the duels. So it looks like the cream is going to rise to the top once again. The strong teams look good. Hendricks, when they lock up together, they drafted well. Obviously, the Toyotas did at the end, and then, of course, the Penske cars always do. So I'm going to expect a little bit more of that throughout the season. The usual suspects are going to be there. Every week, we are going to do the Ricky Stenhouse Award, and shout out to Rocky Atkinson and Steve Merrill. Those guys, we had so much fun doing life in the fast lane, and I want to thank those guys. They mean a lot to me, and we're going to talk every week, and they're going to help me do the Stenhouse Award here. So Steve Merrill pointed out a really good one. So Austin Cindric, he needed to change tires to make it to victory lane while he was driving a discount tire car. So I'm not sure if that's the advertisement discount tire one, and they got the win, but they couldn't even make it to victory lane. I guess the win is the most important. So let's take a look at this week. We're going to Fontana. This is going to be an interesting race to handicap because, of course, you've got the brand new cars, but we also didn't race here last year. So when we're looking at track history, you got to go back to 2020. This is a big flat track out in California, and it's just, kind of open up the throttle on the backstretch, and then it kind of has a D shape similar to Daytona. Kyle Busch loves this track, so I'm going to be looking at him. But I'm not going to have any really strong opinions on this. I need to see at least one race with these new cars to see how they do. This is a really, really important race to watch from start to finish. We're going to learn a lot about how these cars do over a long race on a big track. So this is going to be some information absorbing type of week. I will not go heavy on bets, but I do have one coming up here in a little bit. Each week, I'm going to address some of the teams. I want to keep an eye on some teams that are struggling and teams that are not struggling. And that's going to start next week after I see how they look at Fontana. I'm really, really going to see, like, how does Brad Keselowski's team look? How does Bubba Wallace's car and some of those teams, how are they looking over a long race where, there's no restrictor plate issues? I don't see anything that really jumps off the page to me. I was just surprised at how well the cars held together, and we didn't have any major issues with that. So we're going to do a free bet. This one is on DraftKings right now. It's Kyle Busch over Kyle Larson, and this is just a big number play. Kyle Busch, big underdog here, plus 120, plus 125. I mean, Kyle Larson was amazing last year, but this is a brand new car, and Kyle Busch has the most top tens by far of anybody that is running this week at Fontana. So anytime I can get Kyle Busch, where it's even. I mean, this isn't like the Hendricks cars are way better than the Toyotas like they were last year, where Larson was just dominating everything. It's pretty even right now. So if I can get Kyle Busch at plus 125, I'll take him all day at that plus money. That's on DraftKings right now. So that's going to do it for this week, Life in the Fast Lane. Next week, we're going to have a lot more information. We're going to have a lot more things to go off of. We're going to be feeling much more confident as the season goes on with our bets. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week on Life in the Fast Lane.